Hey, it's me. So, scary stories. I was actually originally thinking about doing this video around Halloween, but I mean, come on, every day is Halloween in my book, and aren't you always in the mood for something a little bit creepy? So, today, basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be telling you guys a few creepy happenstances that have happened to me. Not like, the last one where it was like, oh, creepy old man, but these are going to be like, you could call them paranormal, I suppose. Disclaimer, I personally have my own views about the paranormal that don't quite match everyone else's. Basically, I don't really believe in ghosts. I don't really believe that the dead stay on Earth or anything like that. But I do believe scary things do happen. And so I'm going to be telling you guys a few of my personal scary experiences. So, let's get started. Ooh, scary music. I don't know. So first of all, I'm going to start off with my favorite one to tell people. So this happened quite a few years ago. I was, I think, in middle school maybe still. So my friend and her family, they were going to go stay on this water hotel, which was renovated from an old boat. And so we go to stay there, and they invited me along with them, obviously. I didn't just, happen to magically appear. So we go there, and this little boat just happened to maybe be called the Queen Mary. You've probably heard of it, haven't you? It is known to be one of the most haunted places in America. Not the most, but like, it's in the top area. I mean, Shane Dawson recently did a video on him and his group staying there and all this crazy stuff happened. So, I didn't know it was haunted when I went to go stay there. I just knew a lot of famous people were there and it was really cool and all of this stuff. So, we get there. And as you would normally with a hotel, you gotta kind of wait in the lobby for a little bit, make sure your room is ready as the adults go up to the counter and they talk and all that jazz. So me and my friend, we're just chilling, and there's this door nearby that's closed off, like you aren't allowed to go in or anything like that. And I'm standing next to it and I'm looking at it because it's gold and it's ornate and it's really pretty looking. And I hear this scream on the other side of the door. And as we were coming in earlier, I had seen this advertisements like, oh, haunted tour, come see the ghosts of the Queen Mary or learn about the ghosts or whatever. And I was like, oh, it's probably on the other side, so they probably like have someone jump out and scream at them or something. So I tell my friend, I'm like, come over here, come and listen. And we're listening, nothing. So I was like, oh, well, maybe it was a one-time thing. So we stay, nothing else really creepy happens, we stayed on it like we would a normal hotel, and then when we go to leave, come to find out those ghost tours only happen at night, and they start, and you only get like all the information stuff on the outside of the ship. There was no ghost tour going on behind those doors, and those doors supposedly led to the pool that is closed because people drowned in it. Yeah. So one thing you're probably going to notice here is I do kind of have a little bit of a reoccurring theme with mine, which I'm not really quite sure why this is. I just chalk it up to coincidences, maybe it's a personal fear of mine, I don't know. But this one is more of, it was a nightmare, but it didn't feel like a nightmare. So to give a little bit of backstory, normally I don't have nightmares. If I dream, I can tell I'm dreaming. They're very vague. I don't have the brain capacity to have vivid dreams, really. Like, I just don't. So, this was the day that, I don't know if y'all remember, but Dan from, gosh, I can't remember the channel name. One of Markiplier's friends, he had committed suicide. And it hit the YouTube community hard, and I actually, like, when I read Mark's post explaining everything, like, I cried. I normally don't cry at things, but I did, and it had really, like, hit me hard. I don't know if it was just because my brain was open or damaged or whatever, but that night, I had gone to bed, and you know how when you're laying in bed, and if someone was to get next to you, you could feel it. You could feel someone laid down. Well, I'm laying in bed, my eyes are closed, I'm half asleep, and I swear I feel someone slowly lay down next to me. Their head lays right here, and then I just hear them slowly, like, it starts quiet, but then it slowly gets louder, and they just slowly start screaming in my ear until I just snap up, and then I literally looked around my room and I was like, what was that? needless to say, I kind of pulled out my Bible and started reading that night. Yeah, I'm really not sure why things like to scream at me. That's a reoccurring thing. If I ever have bad dreams, it's always something screaming at me. I don't know, maybe they just find it funny that... I've been disturbed by screaming? I don't know, because literally there was one time I had a dream where there was this Grim Reaper thing approaching a dead body, and then the dead body just looks up and just starts screaming. I don't know. Maybe it's just a little blah! I don't know what my problem is. Now, as I've stated, I don't really believe in ghosts. I don't believe in, spirits or anything. I honestly think, like, yeah, there is the supernatural, but I don't think it's ghosts. I personally, I'll tell you my beliefs here. I do believe a lot of it is demons. I do believe demons have, reign on Earth for a certain amount of power, whatever. I'm not gonna get into the whole theology of it or whatever, but I personally don't believe in ghosts. So anytime anything kind of spooky happens where people would normally be like, oh my gosh, ghost, ah! I just kind of jokingly will talk to them or something, because I don't think it's a ghost. I think it's probably just, the wind or whatever, because another story that I'm leading into here is I work in a store that is just sometimes I work at a store that's just a storefront and there's a door. So I'm sitting there, it's just this big window, glass window with a glass door, you can see everything on the other side. And I'll be sitting there and all of a sudden the bell will ring. And I'll look up and the door's open slightly, and then it'll close. And then it'll open slightly, then it'll close. Now this could easily just be the wind, which I'm pretty sure it is because it does it on windy days sometimes. But I just jokingly looked up, I was like, hey, could you stop playing with the door? I keep thinking a customer is coming in. And the door just slowly closes, and it doesn't open again for the rest of the day. So it's just like, well, okay, that happened. And for this last one, this is more of human scary, I suppose. So if you saw my urban exploration video where we went and explored that old mill, like a granary mill or something, and then accidentally went into an actually active part of it, awkwardly. If you saw that, I don't know how much I put in there, but I'm pretty sure I filmed there was this tunnel there, and you could go down in it, but I decided not to that day. So fast forward a few weeks, me, my friend, and another friend, we decided to go back, and the tunnel's still open, and I decide I'm gonna go down a little bit and see if I can see anything. So I go down there, and you're probably thinking oh, you saw a shape move, or a ghost screamed at you again, but no. Nothing too crazy, but so I go in and there's these stone steps leading down into this long dark tunnel, and it's got about this much water in there, just enough to be too much for if you wore normal shoes, and it's gross looking water, and there's gnats, so I didn't want to touch it just in case there's pee in it or something gross. So I'm just kind of looking around. There's all this graffiti everywhere. There's graffiti of a severed head, there is some weird symbols. I mean, you can take it as just edgy graffiti artists being edgy. But then I look down into the water, and there's all of these plastic knives, the ones you would get in a picnic set or something, just the ones you use for a cookout or whatever. But they all have people's names written on them, and then they're tossed in the water. I'm not gonna lie, I found that a little bit creepy, and I wanted to go down the tunnel and get some rain boots or something, go down there, but I also was you know what? I really also don't want to, because there was also melted candles on little shelving areas. So I was this looks too ritual for me. I'm just gonna leave, because I'm not gonna be the stupid white girl in the movies that's just oh hey, let's go in and die, So there you have it. A couple of creepy stories that happened to me. Some sort of paranormal, some not so much. And honestly, I think all of these could probably just be chalked up to imagination, weather, people being weird. Whatever. But anyways, thank you for watching, and what do you guys think these were? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm legitimately curious. I want to hear your guys' perspective on things. And so, with that said, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Halloween can't come soon enough. Bye!